If you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Today on the Compliance Tip of the Day, we consider how emerging risks can lead to compliance failures. The bottom line in every compliance program is you must continually evolve your compliance program to meet new risks. Clearly, TD Bank America had new service offerings during the period from 2014 to 2024, just as every company has new service offerings. New wire transfer services, obviously Zelle and other types of payment mechanisms were introduced during this time frame, and these were used by the bad guys and others to violate both the Bank Secrecy Act and AML laws and regulations, and of course, to steal money from the bank through fraud and other mechanisms. Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, identified 3 money laundering schemes where networks took advantage of the bank's failed AML system. The first one was the David scheme, which used the bank as a money laundering and unlicensed money transmitting service. David and others conspired to launder and transmit over $653 million, including $470 million through the American branch of the bank. He bribed bank employees, and of course, all of this led to criminal convictions of many of them. There were bank insiders who provided material assistance to a second money laundering scheme, laundering millions of dollars from the U.S. to Colombia. These bank insiders held various positions in the bank, and they helped the money laundering networks by opening an account, providing dozens of ATM cards. They assisted in maintaining these accounts literally right under the nose of the bank. And finally, the red flag scheme, or shell company scammers, were involved, claimed to be in the diamond, gold, and jewelry business, and maintained at least 5 shell companies with the bank, and they moved over $100 million in illicit funds through the bank. So all of these money laundering schemes demonstrate that not only do you need to manage and evolve to stop new and evolving risks, but you need to be able to learn lessons from the risks that you failed at, such as these 3 money laundering scams of TD Bank. If you don't, well, the bad guys will continue to use you because you'll be viewed as a target. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The Compliance Tip of the Day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional materials.